Hey y'all, Natalie here today, and it is time for our monthly YouTube hop with the Cherry on Top design team. And today we are all using frames on our projects. So I have that pack of Heidi Swap Christmas frames that I was just shaking for you. There they are. I've opened them all, and I'm going to use the entire pack on my page. And I had a lot of fun making this, and it turned out pretty much how I had it in my head, so I was excited about it. So, well, I will not entirely how I had it, because I was going to just kind of do a little collage with the frames and set the photos on top. But then I realized that the photos worked really well within the frames. So it's funny because obviously that's what the frames are for, is to frame the photos. But I almost hardly ever, never use them that way. And sorry about this. A couple times my camera will start flipping during this. My tripod was being silly. So that's what's going on there. But I'm actually using two of the frames to frame the photos that I'm doing on this page. These are Christmas photos I took of my oldest son last year in front of our tree. And honestly, I was a little sad when I took these out. I printed them, and he has grown so much, y'all. I just bought him the same size shoe as me, and he just turned 9. So yeah, he's gotten so much bigger than he was even a year ago in these photos. But they were super cute, and I loved them, so I wanted to get them down. So I love the way that I have the frames set here. So I want to do mixed media, but I want to keep the frames exactly how I have them. I don't want to mess them up. So I move them over and then stick a piece of paper on top of them. And you can see my camera is slipping again. I'm sorry. But I stuck a piece of paper over the photos just to make sure I didn't get any ink on them. But I put clear gesso on this white, non-textured, smooth cardstock. And then I just scraped Rustic Wilderness Distress Oxide in a little part of the page, and I added water to turn it into a watercolor. I use almost all Distress Oxides except one. And I just love that gorgeous, cloudy watercolor effect that you get. There I am fixing my camera. So I did that Rustic Wilderness Green there in that section. And then this is the one I didn't use a Distress Oxide. Catherine Pooler inks are also reactive with water, which is great. And I needed a lime green, and I don't have a Distress Oxide lime green. So I used Lime Ricky from Catherine Pooler. And just the same technique. It works just pretty much the exact same. It just doesn't give that cloudy look. It's more of a vibrant color. It just gives a different look. But it works, and they can combine. Obviously, I'm combining them. So I'm going to dry these green colors. I let them combine a little bit and kind of mix together. But then I'm going to fully dry them with my heat gun before I start in on doing some red colors, because I don't want the red and green to mix, because then that'll just be a muddy, gross color, I think. I mean, I assume that it will be muddy and gross. I haven't done it, so... But this is a hop for the design team. Make sure you hop along. I will put the list down below, and you comment on everyone's video. I think there's only 4 of us, and you will be entered to win a gift card or a store credit to a Cherry on Top store. So it's a super easy way to be entered to win. And it's also a great way to get inspiration. I'm not exactly sure the color, Candied Apple, I think. And it was a little orangey for me, so I put some more red brick in it up there in that top left. The bottom one is Festive Berries. They're both pretty similar. So I'm really happy with how those are looking, though. So I'm going to fully dry them. And then when they are fully dry, I'm going to go in and add splatter. So I do the same technique. I put down some color onto my glass mat and add water to make it watercolor. And then I just use my really small paintbrush to add lots of splatters. And I just kept them within their same color families on the page. It just adds another layer of this color and dimension, but also reacting these inks with water gives this really cool mottled effect. Like when you're playing with Distress Oxides normally, it just looks a little different when you have gesso on a page. They do react a little differently with water than they do typically without gesso. So I'm going to add black in because one of the frames is black and I just wanted it to be like a grunge look. So I just grabbed one of my black sprays and I used the nozzle to add a lot of black splatter all over the page. Love it. Super fun, super easy to do. Anyone can do that. So now I'm going to go ahead and bring all of the frames back over, and I'm going to stick them down. I think I used my Nuvo adhesive for everything because it's on top of gesso and ink, and I just wanted to make sure it stuck down really well. That Nuvo adhesive is really fabulous to make sure everything sticks on top of gesso. And if you hear that banging, that is construction across the street at my house, and I am over it. So yeah, I switched that one with the red one because I wanted the glitter to kind of be more spread out throughout the page. So now that I have all this down, I'm going to back it. So I grabbed these two Vicky Bouton papers, and I want a really thin line of red around the edge of the page, and then I'm going to add that green and black kind of checkered print. And I love how grungy and distressed it is, and the colors work really great with the colors that are on the inside. And the colors that I did on the background were inspired by just the frames, but those are Heidi Swapp, and the papers are Vicky Bouton, and they go really well together. I just wanted a little bit of color to peek out around the frames once I put them down. They were kind of almost too perfectly within the line of the mixed media, so I wanted to make the mixed media creep around. So that's what you see me doing here. It's just adding a little bit more watercolor around some of the edges of the frames to make it seem like I intentionally had it peeking out. And what Missy would have done was she would have kind of stuck all the frames together and kind of moved them back and forth on top of the mixed media until she was done. I didn't do that. So it works just the same. I'm just adding it around the frame, and it didn't hurt anything. I'm going to put my affiliate link down below. If you need to pick up frames or a frame maker, We Are Memory Keepers has a punch board that helps you make frames. Or if you need any distress oxides, because you probably do, because they're so fun and fabulous. I've been kind of obsessed with them lately. You've been seeing me make a lot of them. So now I'm working on roughing up the edges of that cardstock. I cut it down to fit in the little frame that I'm making. Obviously, I gutted the papers because they were too pretty to waste all that inside. I'm going to have to use the inside on another page. And I roughed up the edges, and then I inked them up in black as well to kind of tie in those black splatters towards the edge of the page. Stick it down, and it's time to embellish. So I am using Holiday Magic by Pink Fresh Studio, which is a very bright collection, very stark, but you can mix it. Like, it's not hard to mix if you pick the right pieces. Now, not all of them would mix, probably. Maybe not so much the florals with all the grunge, although I like to push it and try. But I just pulled out a couple of the tags, and they matched. And honestly, you could rough up the edges and ink them up as well, and they would kind of go even better, maybe. I don't know. But I actually didn't do that. I did add black and white twine in them to kind of tie them in with the black on the layout. And I put them both vertically on the page. And I don't know, I just really like the way it looks. And I don't think that I had any trouble mixing in this beautiful Pink Fresh Studio collection with these like more grungy papers from the beautiful Vicky Bouton. And that's Holiday Magic by Pink Fresh Studio. And the Vicky Bouton is called Warm Wishes. And then the frames are from Heidi Swapp, but they are really old. They're not like from, she does have a new Christmas collection out, but they are not from that. Now I'm just adding a title. So those are thickers by Vicky Bouton. They're like puffy thickers. They're fabulous. There's so many words. I loved that page. I love that she put so many different ones on there. December Smile. And because they're those puffies, they stick really, really well. So I didn't even feel the need to add any additional adhesive on them. So I am sticking down those tags, and then I'm going to go through the die cut ephemera from Pink Fresh Studio and just add in a little tiny bit. I'm going to add some on that little tag down there, and along with some more puffies from Warm Wishes. So see, I had someone comment on a previous video that she struggles to use Pink Fresh, and so if your style isn't that stark white, I suggest like mixing it in maybe with some other collections to make it more your jam, because I love Pink Fresh, and my style definitely isn't stark white and super clean. But I find a way to make it work because I love Pink Fresh so much. Their sentiments are always super great. They always have the best things that they say. But I just added 2 puffies. It says cute and festive, and I didn't have an and sign, so I just like grabbed a little black marker and did a super quick little plus sign there. And it worked just the same. So I think I am about done. Make sure you hop along. It's a super quick hop and you will get lots of inspiration. They're not all Christmas pages, so it's just pages focused on using frames. And I've seen the pages and they're super cute. So I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to reach my next milestone, which is 1,000 subbies, and every little subby counts, and I get super excited whenever I see I have a new one. I'm going to put my affiliate link down below if you need to go grab anything from the store. Lots of great things if Santa's looking for something to get for you. I hope you guys are super inspired by our frames today, and you have a great day. Bye, y'all.